Welcome, my friends, to another episode of the Anhedenia Project. This is SeptumSin, and I guess I'll be your guide as we navigate through yet another episode and yet another movie in the Anhedenia collection. This time we're going to cover a movie, one of his newest movies at this time, probably not by the time this airs, which is Riding the Rail. When on an interview with Evan Jacobs, you can check this out on the I think Delusions of Grandeur site or Inside Movies Galore, I can't remember which, but we were talking about this, and this is his newest film at the time, and this is pretty much what got me to reignite the Anhedenia project in the first place. I said, okay, I've got to see this film. So I plunked down $2 to go ahead and pay my way in, especially since I know there's going to be a number of films releasing in the near future. So I want to be ready. And I went ahead and I sat down and I watched this film. So there are a number of things that make this fun and some things that make it not so fun. But this essentially is a monologue with an individual who is struggling with his decisions after losing his mother due to potential malpractice from a doctor and wanting to get revenge. Now, there are many of us that can relate to these types of things. Anger at misdiagnoses, at long-term treatment that maybe shouldn't have been long-term, short-term treatment that shouldn't have been short-term, and the inevitable consequences. So I think that this is something that can be a personal story for many of us. And with that being the case, the emotion is there, and I feel that that is the strongest part present in the film. I can also relate to the acid reflux. And a little bit of a tip for those of you who do have acid reflux out there, don't do what he does. Don't drink iced coffee with creamer in it. Creamer and coffee in general activates acid reflux and makes it worse. This is why I had to drop creamer a long time ago. Now, I still do enjoy my cold brew sweet cream coffees occasionally, but very rare occasions, and I do pay for them afterwards. And I also use almond milk when I do a lot of these, and that doesn't activate it as much. Yeah, you wouldn't think that. Well, you know what? I'm getting off the rails, which I guess is an illustration of really how this goes, is it does fly off the rails a little bit when it comes to just moving along. And I want to say this is just in the drive to shape this narrative, to just move it forward in a way that feels natural, placing the contents of this person's mind out for us to see. This is the basis of a lot of these monologuing journeys that he takes us on, for better and for worse in some aspects. Again, I have looked at this as one of the main weaknesses are these types of films. But there are shining examples of amazing things done with this format that has also been done by Anhedenia Films. So would I put this on the low end or the high end? Well, in truth, I wouldn't put it either. I would put it more closer to the center. Because though there are times that this kind of drags on a little bit, and I'll admit I found my consciousness waning a tad bit, especially towards the middle, I did find the topic interesting and the acting compelling. So it made this not boring, but also, I don't know, maybe it could have been a little bit shorter, but not a huge amount. Would I get this on physical media? That's more of a maybe. Like anything else, one could say I am straddling the rail, much like a child who is weaving their way down the tracks. This is at least worth a second watch. And for that, I would recommend this at least once. This has been SeptumSin, and I hope you've enjoyed this Anhedenia Project review. And we'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.
Goodbye.